Hey everybody, just thought I'd give an update on my life, share a few more tips and tricks, things that help me on my journey in my day-to-day life, things that have added value to my life. So first off, I'd like to share that I always carry a notepad with a pencil or a pen, always ready. When that idea hits you, when that thought, you remember something, I always have a notepad in my pocket, always, and it helps a lot. And I kind of use them on a year-to-year basis. I'm getting ready to retire this one, 2024. I'll be using a new one, 2025. I've got a big stack of them from years past, and every once in a while I'll go through, and you know, when you're writing notes, a lot of times it's like you write, say, whatever, 100 notes. If you look at a percentage of the notes you follow through on that note, sometimes it's, 50%, whatever it is. And then sometimes you go back and look at stuff from, 5 years ago or however long it was, and it jogs your memory and you're like, oh yeah, I was thinking about that, and you kind of look into it again. And maybe it wasn't that right moment in the past, but you look at it again and you're like, oh yeah, and the world changes so that maybe you were ahead of the curve and you weren't able to act on that in that moment. So that's something I like to have. The other thing I like is I write down, I have a journal. I write in it pretty regularly, usually in the evening, but sometimes in the morning as well. Just kind of things that I've done during the day or, maybe in the past day or two. I see sometimes people they kind of want to get into journaling. This is going to be about 14 years that I've been on a pretty regular basis. In a year I probably write in my journal maybe like 300 and 10, 20 days. So it's pretty regular. Sometimes it takes a while to get into, you're like first, 2-3 days in a row, and then you kind of miss and it takes a while. I mean, I probably tried starting years and years and years ago, and then it lapsed, and then I came back to it. But what I would suggest is I see sometimes people, if you think that you're going to spend, $30, $40 on a really nice journal, you buy it at the store, and you're like, oh, this perfect journal. It's not about what the journal looks like. These, I've gotten into so many of them. I've got stacks of them now. As I go to the dollar store, and I write the date. I literally write the day and the date in the book, 2 pages. And sometimes it's just, point form. Sometimes I'm writing, sentences, paragraphs, however you want to say it. Point form. A lot of it has to do with work, where I was, what I was doing for work. But, I'm spending like $12 a year. I use 4 of these a year. They work for 3 months perfect, and I write the date and the day, and then you don't have to worry about these pre-made journals that are like the 2025 journals coming up. They're probably way more expensive. I mean, sometimes I've even you cut stuff out and you glue it in there. It's almost like a scrapbook sometimes. I haven't done that in a while, but just something to give you a record, and it kind of shows you who you are, essentially, to yourself. What are you up to? What do you do? What are you about? I mean, it's difficult to make changes if you don't even know who you are. You got to know what you're about before you can start making changes. So I do recommend journaling, journals. It's beneficial. I mean, sometimes I guess people are interested in using like the computer online, something like that. Whatever works for you. So the other thing I was going to talk about is mate here. I'm drinking my mate as always. I started getting deliveries Amazon, and this is one. Amazon, loss leader. Amazon's the same as all these big companies. They get you in, and then you're like, oh, Amazon, they're great. They're a good, they're cheap for everything. They're not. They have to make profit. They get you in the door with the loss leader, and then they sock it to you. So anyways, I was buying mate. My mate there, Rosamonte is mate. That's what I drink. I've tried all the different types. This is my brand. They're consistent. They are probably the strongest. This is the brand that I drink, and this is the product. I like the Selección Especial. It's basically, what do they call it? It's stationed for, I think it's like 2 years. It's the best and the strongest. It'll hit you. And I just started getting it delivered by a new company because Amazon, they started out really affordable, really good prices, and then they just kept on creeping up, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So I found a new company that delivers, and I'm pretty happy with them, but I think you always have to kind of keep abreast of the market. So now I get it delivered. Every once in a while, as you can see, this one got opened by Canada Customs, delivered by FedEx. They opened it up. This was the first time in a long time, though. I mean, I've had literally hundreds of kilos delivered to me here in Canada from Argentina. I used to buy in the city, but they didn't have Rosamonte. When I first was buying Rosamonte here on Amazon, they were charging $28 for half a kilo, and I was like, man, I need that Rosamonte. But it progressively got more and more affordable until I'd say about 2 years ago, 2022, I'll say, around there. It was down to $10, $50, I'd say about $12 a kilo delivered. Well, not anymore. Amazon kept on jacking the price. I was starting to think, oh man, I'm going to have to like fly to Argentina and buy myself like, I don't know, 3 luggages worth or something. But I found this new place. It's called Pampa Direct, and they're kind of cool. They like throw in a bunch of candy. I don't eat candy, but they throw in a bunch of candy. The boys that worked liked the candy. They ate it. They were a little bit, reluctant. They were a little bit suspicious of it, but lots of sugar. They liked it. So this is the mate. Love it. Anyways, let's get on to the next thing I was going to talk about is I got my drone. I finally got my drone. I saved up and I was like, I finally did it. So I bought a case for my drone. I needed to get the case because you just need to, right? And this case here, it's similar to a Pelican briefcase, but when I was looking online for a Pelican briefcase, they were really expensive. Like I'll say probably like 4 or 5 times what this one cost. And they weren't even going to deliver to Canada. So I was like, okay, I got to find something. These guys came through. It's not quite a Pelican cake briefcase, but it's pretty close. So I got the DJI. It's the Mini Pro 4 Pro. And it comes with the remote control that's a standalone. I bought a drone similar to this one at Costco. I want to say 2023, but it was the one where you put your phone in and it kind of like, it's not as cool. And I had problems syncing it with my phone because I'm with Android, and it didn't really work. I wasn't super stoked on it, and it didn't work for me. It didn't sync. So this time I was like, here's a drone. It's cool, eh? Wait a second. I don't even think I'm recording here, guys. I'm not even recording. Oh, wait, I am. Oh, cool. Okay, so I had to buy a few extra things. I had to buy the brick to charge the remote control, and then I have another brick to charge the batteries, one or the other. This one here, the DJI, is for the batteries, and this one here is for the remote control. So I'm pretty happy with this case. I'm actually really happy because I mean it'll work. You got to do it. And then I've got all my like extra stuff under here. It's pretty cool. I posted my first drone video on this channel before it got a little bit too cold. Apparently you can't use the drone in under negative 10 degrees Celsius. So I posted the one video. I was pretty impressed with you know, like it's pretty intuitive how you fly the drone, and I'm gonna practice. And the next stage, I guess, is to get a computer that I'll be able to edit videos. Obviously, you guys know that I just press record and just, you know, basically whatever. It's a one-shot deal on these videos. Here's another one. This pen, literally. I was like looking for pens. I kind of like the click pen or whatever. Finally, I was like, these click pens, they don't even last. They're expensive, and people steal them, and whatever. I went to Walmart, got the simple Bic. What is it? A Bic round stick, medium. Well, I got 10 of them for $2, 20 cents a piece. They work. I mean, I'm tired of the clicks. They're cool, but they just, they break. Another thing here is I finally got a whiteboard. It's kind of cool, you know, for like remembering stuff. And we can use it for videos, stuff like that. I do like also cork boards where you pin stuff. If I showed you my house, I like posting stuff and pinning stuff. And don't tape though. Don't use tape. It's hard to get off the walls. So that's another thing I've been, kind of stoked on. I haven't done a video here with the whiteboard, but I like it. And that's about it for now. I'm going to be going on a holiday here soon, a vacation, I should say. Going on a vacation. So hopefully I can post some videos here in the next while. Cool, like, you know, drone videos / whatever. Out and about. There's other stuff that I've got on my list. Checking off a few of these things. Because I like to always have like a running list of things to talk about on my videos. And we'll see where this channel goes in the new year. There's lots of ways it could go. We'll see. It's kind of like this channel here is just like update for friends and family. But I also like to just general ideas for just people out there. Just kind of give you some hints about, you know, tricks, hacks on how to kind of like maneuver, how to, you know, navigate the world that we live in. Things that have worked for me and things that seem to continue to work. Anyways, hope everyone's doing well out there. Take care. Cheers.